Hey there guys, it's Arva here, bringing you the 14th episode of my F1 2012 career Season 2 with Red Bull. Today we're here in Singapore, and after last week's episode, if you haven't checked that out, please do. It was a very good one, and let's just say it was an epic comeback. And after last week's performance, I'm hoping to make Singapore a much better one. I usually have quite a good qualifying setup here for Singapore, but in the race, last season didn't go too well, so I'm hoping for better things here. So let's get straight into the qualifying. So here we are in Q3, setting the qualifying time, and we're first out on track. And as I said before, really the race we're going to have to watch out for. Last season didn't go that well at all. Really quite annoying last season, but it wasn't really my fault. Last season I hit the barrier, if you remember, and I spun out. But hoping for better things. Singapore is a track where I can qualify pretty well. As I come through the first corner here, just missed the apex there a bit, so could have gone a lot tighter there. But yeah, usually quite a good qualifier here in Singapore. It's usually the race that lets me down. I just don't have consistent pace around here, and more often than not, something happens to me. Either front wing damage, or the AI spin me out, or like last season, you know, just something stupid happens, like hitting the barrier and having a glitch where you just spin straight out. And so, yeah, let's get back to the lap. So, as you can see, there are a few spits of rain here as I'm coming through to the second sector of the lap. It was pretty dry through Q1 and Q2, but now it's starting to spit with rain. But it shouldn't be a problem. Losing a tiny bit of grip here as I went a bit wide there, as you can probably see. And I think you'll be able to notice a few times here, like just there, I completely mucked it up and actually broke a tiny bit of my front wing as I just kind of aquaplaned into the barrier there. But I continued on, obviously. No replays here, and opening the DRS and using a tiny bit of curves, and we still should be on to try and challenge for a good qualifying position, and hopefully maybe pole after, you know, the past bad qualifying sessions. I mean, Spa, that was just horrid with the penalty in practice, and then later on not qualifying very well due to setup change and they're locking up a bit as I need to control the aquaplane, and you know, in Italy it was very, very bad. And I'm not going to spoil it for you in case you haven't watched it, so please go and check that out. It was a very, very good race. And so we're coming through here as the tyres screech through, and I was getting quite a lot of understeer here at the end of the lap, but we're coming through now. I'm going to open the DRS, use the last bit of curves. I'm going to come through with a 145.658, or no, sorry, I read that completely wrong. 145 dead, 5.3. So yeah, we're on pole now, and my rival Lewis Hamilton's in third, so hopefully we can make this a good race and a solid points finish. So let's get into that race. So here we are at the Singapore Grand Prix. I'm on pole, and Jenson Button qualifies in the front row next to me, and my rival Lewis Hamilton is in third, and Schumacher down as well. So we're hoping for a good race and obviously some good points, as we've got a very nice cushion in the championship, but I've been leading the championship from the start and I want to keep it that way. So we're getting off the line, getting some nice traction here. We're going to use a bit of the curves to get off the line, and it looks like we've got some paces changing behind me as we come through to the first corner. Lewis Hamilton fighting with Jenson Button, and he actually loses out for a second to Rosberg. It looks like Hamilton is upped into second place. I've got a clean start. I'm doing much, you know, what I usually do in these career modes, and trying to do a Sebastian Vettel and just try to get out of the way, get out that DRS zone and just put down the power and just really let the lap times talk. And so that's really a crucial move though. Behind me, Lewis Hamilton, obviously some team orders going on there, and Jenson Button had to let him through. And you know, why not? I mean, he is the main contender in the championship, Lewis Hamilton, right now with Michael Schumacher, so it only seems you know, really logical. So we're coming through into the next sector, and now we're going to cut to lap 4 here, and as you can see on the mini map, they've been catching me. They're only 7/10 behind me, and I'm just not really having the pace, just making a few mistakes, going wide here, completely wide, having to let Lewis Hamilton through as I can't squeeze back onto the track, so losing a lot out there to both McLarens. I'm trying to come back at Lewis Hamilton around the outside, not going to work, and I have to cut back in, decelerate, so Jenson Button gets ahead of me, you're going to DRS using a bit of curves. Rosberg's actually right up my arse now, but now I'm going to try and catch Jenson Button back, getting a nice slipstream, coming down the inside, I'm going to make the move happen, but lock up, 2 tyres locked up, I'm going to catch Lewis Hamilton there. And I non-intentionally caught Lewis Hamilton there as I locked up both tyres, slammed on the brakes a bit too hard and locked up both. So I'm down to 5th place, but I have taken Lewis Hamilton unintentionally kind of all the way out into like 7th place right now. Didn't really mean to happen, but now we're coming to lap 5 here. We're catching Michael Schumacher. And I'm trying to round the outside just like we did in Lewis. It's not going to work again, just like I did in Lewis. So we're going to try DRS using about 3/4 of the curves. And we can't, you know, outrun him on the straight. My setup doesn't have the biggest 7th gear, but coming to the braking zone, nice and easy round the outside, as sweet as you want. So now, cutting to end of lap 5, we're going to go pit, and Schumacher's still very much there, as you can see. Proximity hour is saying that he's right there on my right, so I wasn't actually making any gap from him. So it wasn't going very well. My rear tyres were worn out completely, as you could see. So making the pit stop and hoping the Red Bull guys make it a good one, but no, they don't. Quite slack pit stop, if I must say so myself. I mean, I expect more from Red Bull. I mean, you know, they're a top team. I mean, usually they're known for their pit stops, but I guess something. Maybe they had a nap or something in the garage. I don't know. So we're down to 14th now. But obviously we have pit probably about 1 or 2 laps earlier for the prime tyres. So now we're going to cut to lap 7 where we're going to overtake a few people. Obviously they're in pit. Jenson Button has come out behind me. So effectively that puts me, I don't know, in first. But it would have. But I just, as you saw there, I understeered, as I was commentating on something else, I understeered completely into the barrier. And now my front wing is severely damaged. Not completely, that I need a pit, but it is going to be giving me some understeer now. And that's pretty much the front story for the rest of the race. Understeer central, as my front wing is severely damaged. Coming into this braking zone, going wide again due to the understeer, going cleanly off the track actually. Jenson Button managed to overtake me, and that's crucial obviously for the constructors, as McLaren are sitting in 3rd and they want to try and overtake Mercedes there. So now we're coming to lap 8 and I'm trying to overtake Jenson Button, going down the inside, locking on both tyres again. I've got my brakes on high pressure, but you know, it just seems I'm locking it up too much. But, you know, it was a bit weird. It wasn't doing that in qualifying, so I think really maybe the high fuel's affecting something. I don't know. I just wasn't in the groove right now, as I usually am. I'm understeering cleanly off the racing line there. Really not getting in the groove here. And here I'm just quickly checking if people are pitting, just to make sure that I haven't made a mistake on the pit stop. So, but Mark Webber gets cleanly past me with DRS, and we're going to try and hold up Schumacher to let my teammate get a nice gap. Obviously, don't want to let Schumacher try and overtake me, but Schumacher spins me out, just catch it. But then the Sauber comes, there's a big crash. Kobayashi being hit massively, a lot of carbon fibre flailing around. I think I might have hit Michael Schumacher there, and I've got behind Paul di Resta and Lewis Hamilton up into 5th place there. But now I'm going to try and overtake Paul di Resta for 6th place. Hamilton is in 5th, but there, basically, Schumacher came up my inside. He spun me out, I caught it just about, but then the Sauber just came right as I came back into the middle of the track. The Sauber had to come through and crash me there, and now, as you can see, coming to the end of that lap, with that damage from the Sauber, I'm going to have to pit again for another set of tyres and a front wing change, obviously, so it's not going well. Yet again, Singapore being a very poor race for me. It's usually not, I don't consider it a bogey track. I actually quite enjoy racing here at Singapore, but just, I don't know, in these career modes I just never seem to have pace in the race. But you know, when I race online I love doing it. So we're in 15th place now, and I've cut to lap 10 here, and we're catching Massa, and we're just racing for pride really right now at the time. And obviously DRS open, we're going to try and max out the 7th gear, going to try down the outside. The move I'm trying to make on Schumacher, not try to make on Schumacher, I was there on the outside. Schumacher tried to come down the inside, sorry for that. But yeah, so we overtook Massa there. So we're into 14th, and now we've got Pedro de la Rosa in front of us in HRT. And some of you questioning why HRTs are quite fast in this season. Basically, it's the way the career mode tier works. Because HRT came top of the bottom 3 teams last season, that means they are a middle pack team now. And Force India moved down to the bottom 3 teams. It's a tiered system. So that's why in my Road to Glory series, that's how I'm hoping to win the championship with Marussia by the tiering system taking me up to the top. So there, as I was commentating, I overtook Pedro La Rosa. So now we've cut to lap 11, and I'm catching up Ricciardo here in 12th. And as you can see on the mini-map, in a few seconds on the mini-map, you'll be able to see 11th and 10th just up the road. So really, the 1 point is up the road. So now trying to overtake the Australian of Daniel Ricciardo, and he's in a Toro Rosso, so surely he should give me some special treatment, just let me through. But no, he's not going to do that. He's going to make it hard for me, so I'm going to try down the outside of this corner, setting the fastest sector time in that sector, just squeezing through, just enough room for the both of us, making that pass done. And now we're well on our way to maybe getting 1 point, maybe, or maybe just some pride, really. So coming through this sector, and now really setting my eyes on Senna, who's losing time out to someone in front of him. He's coming through this sector onto the bridge, and bullshit. Utter bullshit. The front wing catches on the wall, or whatever that thing is called. Get a front right puncher. Front wing's out, and at this point I had enough. That was bullshit. And I just park it up there. So, yeah, DNF. So my teammate comes in 3rd place. Lewis Hamilton, my closest rival, comes in 4th. Michael Schumacher, I don't exactly know where he came. I think he came out of the point. So Nico Rosberg wins the race, so well done to him. Jensen Button in 2nd. My teammate in 3rd. So that's going to be good for constructors. And McLaren having a good day for constructors. They're going to try and catch up Mercedes, and hopefully we'll be moving to McLaren. Some of you are actually quite worried that I shouldn't be moving to McLaren if they come 3rd. I do know that if they come 3rd, they'll be moving down to the middle pack, but that'll just make it a bit more interesting. But I'm not going to bring that season to you guys until the summer, so it doesn't really matter right now. But we've got a really nice lead in the championship. I think that's 52 points. I can't really read it correctly on my monitor right now. So yeah, my teammate Mark Webber moves up into 2nd with that 3rd place. Marcus Schumacher in 3rd, and Lewis Hamilton all the way down in 4th in the championship. So very bad for him. Nico Rosberg climbs up over Jensen Button because of that win. And in constructors, we are strong. We are ahead of Mercedes. McLaren are only 4 points off Mercedes in constructors. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please give it a like if you did. Comment below. I've been Arthur. Hope you enjoyed the episode again. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you guys next time.